that's just about enough of that nonsense. Hey, and welcome back. So the results of my not so scientific experiment was that I soaked the rusty parts in just mineral spirits overnight. And believe it or not, that seemed to really reduce the amount of time required to clean this collar, for instance. The collar on the cross slide is a 3-inch diameter. This is 2.5 inch for the compound. And the cross slide took 40 minutes. This only took 20 minutes, including the buffing. The face of the compound hand wheel is pretty severely damaged from the rust, and so here I've got to break out the big gun buffing wheel to get it cleaned up. Not super happy with the result of this, but it's got this crazy looking kind of cheetah pattern on it, so hey, why not? I could just face it off in the lathe and re-blue it, but that wouldn't be any fun. Hey, who are you? Wait a minute. I don't even have a belt grinder. Oh, hey, what's up, man? It's Cal Lim. Ice cream? Dude, we gotta talk about that. If you haven't seen Cal Lim, go check out his channel. Really bright young guy, and he built this super awesome belt grinder. And my favorite is the dancing milling machine, so you gotta dig around and find that one. Just squaring off the compound there so I get a good reading on the indicator. Some of you may remember in last week's video that I had showed that this compound has quite a bit of play because there's some spacers missing between the shaft and this end plate, and as you saw, it was at about 35 thousandths. It's only got 2 shims in it, and they're only 2 thousandths, so they're a thousandth apiece. And I have some spring washers, which I know are not the right thing to use, but I wind up using a variety of thicknesses, and you'll see I reduce the amount of play down to about 2 thousandths. I could probably get it better than that, of course, but I don't have the proper shims yet. Oh, and real quick, I revisited these bolts here for the support on the end of the lead screw. They're 1.5 inch bolts instead of 5/8 bolts, which is what was called for, and I cleaned up these rusty holes. Here's another look at the graduated collar lock mechanism. And there's a better look at the crazy pattern that was left on the end of the hand wheel. This is all of the taper attachment parts except for the cross slide cover there. Just trying to be really careful here and not break these screws. One of them appears to be wallered out, so I don't know if somebody attempted to take it out or they actually took it out. Don't know, but they both came out. This is the sight glass for the taper attachment scale, and I thought it was plastic, but after I got it out, it's pretty heavy. I think it's actually glass, so I got lucky. I didn't cause any damage to it. Didn't look like the taper attachment had that many parts when it was all assembled. I'll have to go back and readjust the height of this, I'm sure, once I get everything assembled. I just don't like leaving bolts loose. Hey, thanks for watching. We're in the home stretch now.